News on the go for you now. It's said to be a day of spoken word and music. The 251 Poetry Salon session is being held in Braamfontein today. The event brings together poetry lovers, artists, collectors, scholars and activists. Celebrated poets such as Makafula Vilagazi and Lebo Mashile are also set to take to the stage. Newzroom Afrika's Katleho Sekhotho is lucky enough to be there for us, and she joins us now live. And Kat, of course, we are preparing to snap the weekend away. What can poetry lovers expect from that event?
Certainly, Ayanda, it's such a warm day ahead here where, music lovers, poetry lovers get to engage Lebo Mashile today in terms of her favorite books, her favorite music. But this 251 Salon Poetry Sessions is really about bringing, spoken word artists into one space and to have some of these dynamic and, heartfelt conversations about the world around us and what bothers us, what inspires us, and, just to have a really meaningful conversation in a great space like this, which is at the Forge in Braamfontein. But I do want to bring into the conversation poet and author, celebrated Lebo Mashile. She'll be carrying this day for us. Lebo, tell us, what can we expect today, and why is it so important to have engagements such as these?
Oh, thank you so much for coming and for covering this. I'm really grateful that we have an audience beyond Braamfontein that's going to be watching this. So the salon is called 251. We are based at the Forge in Braam. The audience members who are going to be here today are all people who RSVP'd. So this venue exists to allow for writers, thinkers, artists like me to be able to perform our work, but also to be able to engage with people, I mean, we know that, the cultural landscape has shifted. The spaces that gave birth to me 20 years ago in Braamfontein, in the inner city, they don't exist anymore, So the importance of spaces like this that give people an opportunity to be exposed to the arts, to engage critically in the arts at their own leisure, it cannot be underestimated. Without spaces like this, you don't give birth to new artists, The concept is the brainchild of Mo Afrika, poet and curator and organizer. And so it's 251 because two songs, I'd speak about two songs that have impacted my life, 5 books that have impacted my life, and then I give one performance to the audience. And also the audience is given an opportunity to ask questions and make comments. And so it's really interactive. Yeah. And it gives me a chance as an artist to speak about my work in a meaningful way, in a way that explores the breadth of it, in a way that explores all of my influences, in a way that explores the full body of what I've been able to create as a poet, because it's not every time that we as artists get platforms in mainstream media that show all of the things that we do, It's wonderful that Newzroom Afrika shows this support and that you have insisted on being here. It means so much to me because cultural journalism in this country, really critical cultural journalism in this country is dying, or you have to go to very niche places to get it. So, accessibility is important.
That's so true. And not to give away too much about what's happening and in terms of your favorite books, music, but will it be geared towards politics? Will it be geared towards the arts? What is it? Is it going to be combined? Can you give us a treat?
It's always a mix of both. With me, it's always a mix of both. The line between the political and the creative and the spiritual, it's always one thing. So I'm excited because I get to collaborate with the saxophonist as well. So I'll be doing some of the pieces with her. I'll be doing some live. I'll be doing definitely a live set. Pieces that people love, pieces that are lesser known. So, I've been at it for a long time. I've got a lot to say.
And you've been doing great at it. Lebo, just a last one. In terms of, new artists who are coming on, poets who are trying to find spaces to express themselves, to put their work on display, but are really finding it hard to navigate. As you said, the landscape has changed. I mean, what words would you share with that person?
Sure. I think for an artist, our imagined communities are the people that we create and collaborate with, but are also the people that influence us. So in my artistic community, it includes people who are living and dead. It includes people I know, people I've never met. It includes the influencers whose work I'm studying right now on TikTok and on Instagram, you know. It includes people from different mediums. I'm influenced by musicians and by visual artists and by some people who are working in mental health and by people who are involved in indigenous spiritual practices, because that is also going through a whole renaissance. So I think as an artist, you build your world of influences, you know, and that becomes the people who that becomes the work that gives context to what it is that you do. So it's as important to engage with other people's work as it is to make your own work. You know, even when you're making your work by yourself, even when you're in your own little corner writing, because a lot of this is solitary. But even in that solitary space, I have so many people and so much creativity and so many influences around me. That is empowering. And the era that we're living in right now, especially in terms of digital media, that has obliterated barriers to access. 20 years ago, to fill up a venue like this, I would have to write press packs and deliver them to all the media houses all over Joburg and hope that somebody picks up on this story and covers it. We would have to make like SMS lists of guests at venues and compile them and send them SMSs every time we did an event, you know. Now you have your audience here. It's right here. The people who care about your work, you can speak to them directly every day. So things have changed, but also there's a lot that has changed for the better as well, and especially in the digital space for creatives.
Certainly. Thank you so much for your time, Lebo. Thank you. Ayanda, you heard it there from celebrated and renowned poet Lebo Mashile there. Really looking forward to today's engagement. Audiences will be here, interacting with Lebo about her favorite books, music, and what it means. And it'll be a cross combination of politics, culture, art, and such. And I think it'll be a really inspiring time.
Vibrant and insightful as ever, Lebo Mashile and our Katleho Sekhotho, live to us there from Braamfontein in Johannesburg.